Hello, I'm Paul Bujak, and today we're going to talk about the Takeda Clean Core Operating Model Change Plan under the Change Management Plan. And it's a 3-year transformation from customization to first operating culture to fit standard clean core operating principle and presented to the potential executive team at Takeda. The goal for us today is to get an endorsement, a public commitment for the next TET all hands positions the Takeda as a priority for not only just a internal technology initiative. Secondly, it's sponsorship, one of the most important aspects about this change in operational capability is to get a monthly review as well as quarterly participation and create visibility around this project. And then long term, and most importantly, it's going to revolve around the explicit sustainment and execution of this transformation organizationally. Where we are today, a decade of well-intentioned customization has produced an operating platform that costs more to maintain than improve, and this will only increase with artificial intelligence and other technologies that are coming in the pipeline. It's just one of those fundamental things within a corporate structure that has technology bolted on that creates internal increased cost and inflation of cost structures. The implementation history and readiness score, to just give perspective, is a 5.2 out of 10. It's just because of the rapid iteration and multiple implementations that we have gone through. It's below the 6.5 threshold for confidence in large-scale transformation. It's not necessarily organizational based. It is just the way projects were pushed through in order to get a functioning system. 82.5% of the key stakeholders are aware or unaware against required commitment levels to adopt or commit. So part of the challenge was the different restructurings that we've done in our organization and laying individuals off. It creates a challenge because there is no said direction of where the organization wants to go, and we want to change that. Examples to look at are, for example, Lidl and at Borders in their implementations for technology that led to failures. And it was just really a directional, cultural direction that created this challenge. It's not something that cannot be overcome. It's just something that has to be intentional and processed through on a day-to-day basis and steered in the direction we would like it to go. Why now? The burning platform, compounding maintenance costs. So having all these bolt-on systems, there's a lot of costs in maintenance. There's a lot of communication that's not going between the two systems, and it's slowing down M&A integration. Each acquisition inherits a customized landscape, and you want to sit there and standardize that without creating breakages in the process. And there's also a widening standardization gap where SAP standard has evolved. Every year we delay makes the eventual jump larger. So what that really basically means is you have different versions of SAP. And the one that we pick is most likely going to be the newer version using S/4HANA. And it's going to be a challenge because you're trying to integrate what already exists into this new system. Even if you're using current SAP systems, it's going to be a fundamental challenge because every single iteration of an SAP system has different configurations, different coding, and it operates in a different manner. What is changing? Well, customization first culture. So we're going from just customization to fit to standard discipline. It's one of the key aspects that will allow us to succeed in the future. So we're looking at customization first, change in software to fit the process, local ownership. That's one of the decentralized tenets, and data owned locally. Configuration decisions are distributed. So one of the challenges is you have multiple IT groups instead of one unison rowing in the same direction. So we're going to a fit standard discipline. You're changing the process to fit a standard. Your customization is governed by exception instead of as the standard. And then Enterprise Architecture Council is governing this altogether. So it's a very key element and one that is very important for us to have. Who is affected now? So we have over 15,000 users. The business over 100 million plus that is addressable in the current businesses, and the managers and leaders about 2,500. Roles are evolving towards configuration and governance and standardization work instead of just maintaining different customized systems. Faster M&A integration from the business perspective. If we find a company that we think will add to our business, we'll be able to integrate it a lot faster, and lower run cost of maintenance. And then managers and leaders, you'll have standards enforcement. It basically simplifies the process for leadership, top all the way down. The 3-year roadmap, you have the foundation, the engagement, and CEO transition briefings, as our CEO has left. You have the announcement, the sponsor video, the manager cascade, and then we have a portal and regional town halls to give a overview of the process, then design in end of 2026 and deploy into 2027 and sustain in 2028. Sponsorship and governance. You have a primary sponsor in the CTO, operational owner, the COO, and then the co-sponsor, the CFO, as well as the operations executive vice president team, and the continuity endorsement of the new CEO. Preparing for the organization, you have a communication plan, events across 5 phases, sponsor voice sustained end-to-end, Japan and European Works Council, portal as persistent as source of truth where all the information lies is one of the most important things in the change management process. And then training 17,000 plus users across 6 segments, with blended modality, different text-based video and coaching. We're looking at 25 million to 40 million over 3 years as an industry benchmark in terms of spend to get this up to snuff. Anticipated resistance. So obviously process owners, there's going to be a lot of resistance because processes have been developed. There hasn't been a kind of strategic trajectory until now, and there's going to be a lot of role uncertainty. So part of our job is going to be having those conversations and then mitigating those as need be. Making it stick. You have governance authority as well as formal exception process, performance alignment, change agent transition, and continuous improvement. So one of the things is you're gonna have to launch it, you're gonna have to work through it, and then you're gonna have to continuously improve it so that everybody gets on board eventually, understanding that this process does work the way it's intended to work. Then you have metrics of leading and lagging. So stakeholder commitments, you have maintenance and share of budget, training completion rate, financial close cycle, exception request, denial rate, and audit findings and related system variation. So in the back end, we have to make sure that we analyze all the components of these metrics because it will allow us to continuously improve the process. The role as executive, so you endorse publicly and help us row in that direction. Sponsor consistently, conversation to revolve around our positive change. Model behavior, be the person that we're talking about becoming, and then escalate decisively in order to make sure that the transition is on pace where it needs to be. And then protect continuity. So continuity is what's going to govern our success in the long run. So what I'm asking you is to approve the program, endorse Gabriel as the primary sponsor, and commit to the sponsorship behaviors. What we have built over the past 7 weeks is a comprehensive change management plan grounded in evidence, benchmark and industry standards, and calibrated to Takeda specific readiness position and leading to a competitive position. We have a stakeholder analysis just to give a gap between change support, functional leadership, and process owners. This component of the presentation will be made available to all stakeholders at the end of the meeting. Communication plan by phase. You'll have the pre-launch preparation, launch announcements, design and build, wave deployment, and sustainment. Basically from Q1 2026 all the way through 2028. So Q1 was a lot of the planning. Now we want to launch and make the announcement, design and build Q3 and 4, and then in 2027 deploy, and then sustain. And then the training plan detail the different content development also is going to be broken down and given in the presentation. And I want to thank everybody that was in the meeting today, and look forward to implementing.